Well, there you go. I'm awake now, just about. And actually it's very comfortable. I was dreaming about board up. And courtesy of camper mode, climate control is on, all the screens are off. Right, anyway, I need to get cracking. I've got editing to do. Now it's time to convert my car back into a car. Now you can sort of half fold it up and just leave it in the back, but I don't want to do that because as per usual I need the room. And if I was using it for real I would need the room anyway, so it seems like a more valid test to put it away properly. The dashboard for Tesla app worked really well, which is nice. There was one problem with it, however, is both the car and your phone need to stay internet connected for the whole time. And there was a 15-minute period where it didn't stay internet connected and the climate control went off. I think it went off. Anyway, I didn't notice, I was fast asleep, but the app told me that was the case. I will characterise that as a very successful test. I wasn't paid for that review, in case you're wondering, but at the same time, I didn't buy the dream case. I definitely think it was a significant step up from an air mattress. Forgot Jasper's water bottle, but you know, it's Monday. At least I remembered his welly boots. Just got a couple of quick things to do at home before I actually head off. Things like call Tesla about that passenger side chair controls, and the council about putting solar panels on the roof. So, and gonna have a coffee as well, of course. The car is booked in now. I'm about to head off, and I'm gonna need planning permission, apparently. It's all to do with the fact that the property opposite is listed. At least we've ticked a couple of things off today's list. So on the way over, I had a bit of a phone call with the guy who came out and did the survey for the solar install. What he said is that basically they don't get involved in that side of things. Perhaps Solar Sentry can help, but ultimately you just got to get on with putting in a planning application and hope that the heritage officer doesn't have a problem with your plans. And I might need to get an architect to draw up some proper to scale drawings. So the reason I've come to Stratford today is to meet Dave, who is one of my subscribers, normally lives in LA. Last time I met him was when we were at the VIP factory tour for Tesla in San Francisco. He's over in the UK on business, and I thought it'd be fun to meet up and have a bit of an EV natter. Right, this should be where I'm meeting him. There was a little bit of confusion as to exactly which shopping centre we were talking about, but a few texts later, I think I'm on the right track. Hello. Found you.
Good. There's, I guess, three. There's one on this side, one on this side.
Yeah, I know. It's a bit of a nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah.
Somehow we must have passed on the bridge.
I know.
You'd think you'd notice somebody on a board up, wouldn't you? Direct from SpaceX.
Yeah, from the company store. If you and the family come out, you know, let me know and I'll get you guys a tour and take people through there all the time.
We would love to do that. I'm actually more excited, I think, by SpaceX than I am Tesla. Because although Tesla sort of, you can credit them with the birth of this EV revolution. You really can. But a lot of the heavy lifting is being done by other people. The thing with SpaceX is it's kind of, it's pushing the boundaries in a way that no other business in that sector is even attempting to. You know, we've got like 16 landed boosters now, 2 of which have flown twice. It's just mental.
Do you know what the impact is of that?
They need a really big warehouse.
The cost of space travel with SpaceX, if you were going to launch a satellite, Mark Zuckerberg wants to launch a bunch of satellites, right?
Yeah.
The cost on SpaceX is 78% less than NASA.
Sounds about right.
78% savings.
And that's going to drop further with time.
Yeah.
Dave has just pointed me in the direction of a, that's right, USB-C magnetic connector. That's fantastic. I haven't been this excited ever. I'll have two. We should probably find some food first, I think. Yeah,
exactly.
Food, and then we'll talk about, what were we talking about?
Ecotricity.
Oh, Ecotricity.
I'm super excited.
Because you don't know a huge amount about them, do you?
I know nothing about them. I mean, that's one reason I wanted to meet you.
I'll give you a bit of history. Ecotricity is a company that's basically been founded by an ex-hippie called Dale Vince, who bought himself a wind turbine ages ago and has slowly built a power company out of doing this sort of thing, you know, selling bonds and other investment instruments so that people can invest in wind energy, and which he then sells to his customers, and the profits he makes from that, at least a proportion of it, goes back into building new wind turbines. How that relates to something like cars is because he's into green energy, right from the word go, he thought to himself, well, the problem with, because originally they were putting chargers in the city centres and nowhere on motorways or anything, and he said, well, actually the place where you need them the most is out on the road, on the motorways. So he started installing quick chargers in motorway service stations. I think every motorway service station now in the whole of the UK almost has got a quick charger.
Really?
Once he'd filled all those up, he went back and started adding a second one. They've always had appalling reliability, which is why it's good that there's more than one.
And what the first ones that went in were how many kilowatts per?
They're the same as they are now. So they do about 40 kilowatts, 42.
Okay.
So they're not massively fast, but they actually don't need to be, because even a Tesla, it tapers so quickly. If you just want to go from, say, 70 or 60 to 80%, it'll go as quickly in that band at an Ecotricity charger as it will in a supercharger. What's great about them is there's 2 or 3 now at almost every motorway service station. They've all got a CHAdeMO on them, but they don't all have a CCS, which is why in this country I would stick with a CHAdeMO car, because you'll have the ability to use a charger, whereas if you've got 3 chargers and only one has got CCS and that one's being used when you turn up.
Are they generally occupied when you drive up to one?
50% of the time.
Okay.
You know, they get used, definitely. It's not a viable business model, but firstly, he's got his flag in the ground. It's kind of a bit of a land grab. He's got an exclusive deal with motorway service stations, which Tesla has had to buy their way into, I guess, so that they can put superchargers at these motorway service stations as well.
Oh, that's interesting to me. So your Tesla superchargers are at the motorway service stations? You don't have a standalone?
They are now, yes. They weren't, because it's the place to have them. Motorway service stations are just off the motorway, usually about 50 yards. They've got stuff that's open all night long, and you can get fast food, which, you know, it's a 40-minute charging stop. If you stopped at a hotel and you want lunch, I mean, we won't get our food in 40 minutes.
Yeah, we have the same. We don't call them motorway service station. A motorway service station to us, we call it a gas station, where you would pump fuel and you know, burn dinosaurs, and then you'd walk over to across the street to a strip mall or something like that to get.
There's no across the street when it comes to
motorway service.
Yeah, exactly. They're basically, they tend to be completely self-contained, so you can't, as a member of the public, someone who doesn't actually work there, you can't get out of it without going back onto the motorway. You know, you go off the motorway, you've got an area with, you know, shops and a gas station and all the rest of it, and then you go back onto the motorway.
Now James is going to show us a picture of what one looks like.
This is my idea of a good parking space. Basically, my car and...
I have a question. When you got your hail damage, did you fix it?
No.
How did you do it? Okay.
I didn't.
I did one with the dent removal service. Yeah? And it worked great.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
There's a possibility I might actually get the car ceramic coated.
Whoa.
This is my bed, dream case.
That is awesome.
So what you do is you unfold it, the case bit sits across here and levels out, more or less, the back of the seat with this bit. And then in here is a memory foam mattress and a little...
Oh, can I take a photo of that?
Yeah, let me slide it out a bit. That's the Type 2.
Yeah, we don't have that.
Right, so it's just like a slightly bigger J1772. Oh, wow. That's the other end. Most chargers in the UK and Europe aren't tethered, so that's why you don't really get an adapter for, like, for example, the Nissan Leaf has got a J1772 inlet, and you wouldn't get an adapter for it. What you do is you get a whole cable that's Type 2 on one end and 1772 on the other.
Instead of having the adapter back.
That's not right.
Is it maybe? Well, maybe it's a fuse. Probably a fuse.
Thanks very much.
Okay.
If we ever head over to LA, we'll look you up.
Yeah, let us know.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Cheers.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Right. Now I have to go get Jasper.
Yeah.
So this is the usual bit where I wait before I can go pick up Jasper. I thought I'd just give a bit of a roundup of the situation with the solar panels. Basically, I've got a load of paperwork to do. And I need to get some to-scale drawings of the proposed solar panel array, which I don't know where I'm going to get those from. I don't really want to pay like a full-on architect for, you know, putting some solar panels up, but also I have no idea if there's any chance of them saying yes, or if it's completely obviously going to be a massive no. So generally speaking, it's a bit, because the problem is, right, if I pay for the architect and then the planning application and all the rest of it, I could easily wind up being about £600 out of pocket, given I've already spent 125 on the solar survey, and then at the end of that £600 of expenditure have nothing to show for it. I guess I'm just going to have to make what progress I can with it. I'm going to end today's vlog post right here, I think, because I've got lots to do, not the least of which is filling in planning applications now. Yay! I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog post. If you have, remember to like it, share it and subscribe if you haven't already, and follow me on Instagram if you don't already, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next instalment of my daily vlog. Bye! Yeah, if we were sitting the other way around, we'd be even.
That's fine.
Oh well, I have everything.
Yeah.
So, 2 seconds. I've just thought of another potential problem in my life. Your camera's a little bit far away, and we're making more pain and echo environments. I feel like we should probably get our lunch here, as we've just turned it into a little studio.